Welcome, Forex fans. It's Rob from eXplore, and I'm here today with Fantastic Creatures, which is a game that's being developed by an indie developer who we actually had an interview with earlier this week. His name is Fabian, and he used to be a pretty prominent Let's Player of Endless Legend, Endless Space. He's French, so he was a French audience Let's Player, but I remember seeing his name quite a bit before he actually went on to develop his own games, and he stated that he's taken some inspiration from some of the Amplitude Studios games, so that is a good indicator of where he's hoping to go. And I have to admit, so there's a few things that I'm going to talk about that are going to be critical in a way that are meant to be constructive criticism, and then hopefully some suggestions that I can make along the way. But the game is actually remarkably, for somebody who's, I guess, never developed the game before, doing some pretty cool things that I hope that are fleshed out more and are maybe brought up to a higher standard, but we'll see. All that being said, let's check it out. So there are 4 deities that you can choose from, all of which are pretty similar, but they have some very slight differences. I would love to see more asymmetry among them. Having a unique unit and like a slight bonus to whatever is not that great to me. And I'm hoping that with so few choices that Fabian can work on maybe fleshing out the asymmetry a bit more and making each of them feel a little bit more unique. Because also the idea, I believe, is that these games aren't supposed to take that long. So if they're only supposed to be a couple hours long, then you're going to need to give me a reason to come back, right? So whether that be through asymmetry or some gameplay mechanics that make me want to try out something new. Right now, I have a feeling that if I beat this game, I wouldn't come back to it for a while because there's just not much different through each playthrough. I've played each of these roughly just to see how they play. They aren't displayed any differently than the other. There's nothing that really stands out any differently. So it would be good to see something, a little bit more unique in each of these deities. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start talking about how they are unique. The Vermilion Bird starts with the Vermilion Bird starts with a 25% attack bonus for their units, and a unique unit called the Bifang, which is a flying fire creature. And then you have White Tiger, which allows for a more efficient resource extraction, and a unique unit called the Deity that can extract resources if located on a deposit. Then you got the Black Tortoise, which is, ironically enough, a bonus to movement points, and then unique unit called the Baiz that can reveal a large zone around him. And then the Azure Dragon, which starts with 3 extra fragments, and a unique unit called the Jaiji. The Jaiji can generate fragments. So let's go ahead and do something different. I've done the White Tiger a few times. I've never done the Azure Dragon, and that sounds cool to me. And the Jaiji looks cool, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Randomize and start. So this text is extremely hard to read. It hurts my eyes, and I have very good eyesight. I'm on a 2440 monitor, the 2K or whatever, 1440p, and it's very difficult for me to read. So I'm not going to read it. It's basically just explaining that your shaman needs to build a pillar. So we're going to do that, right? And this is my shaman here. Looks like there's actually a point of interest right where it is. So we're going to show the yield here, and the idea is to get both food, industry, or not both, but all of the food and industry and mana that I can. So I'm going to come up just one so I can gain some mana, which I've realized is extremely important in this game. Although that's going to make it difficult for me to gain too much food. There's not much food in this area. But that's okay. We'll expand a little bit as far as we can. It does look like there's food where this point of interest is. So we're going to build the queue right there. I'm sorry, the pillar right there. Boom. And then we're going to come up here to the research, which is also a pretty small tree. Again, if there's going to be multiple playthroughs, I'd like to see maybe randomness to this or just something unique to each of the factions, because the research tree is pretty small. And if the intention is to make smaller, shorter, faster paced games and have like replayability, then you're gonna need to do something to encourage replayability, right? So hoping to see that. So we're gonna go ahead and do the resource extraction second. This is the first thing that I'm doing, is the observatory. It gains mana per tile that actually has mana. And like I said, mana seems to be pretty important, so I don't know 100% how important it is. I've just played for a little bit. And then we're gonna do the resource extraction, which is this here for they're called catalysts, and they'll basically extract chi or jade, which are the two strategic resources for this game. And then we have the forge, which allows us to forge more fragments, but I believe we just chose the Azure Dragon, so we'll probably move that down a little bit. So let's go ahead and do the other two production bonuses here, which is food, and we'll take this one out. Let's go ahead and remove from queue. But yeah, we have the granary, however you pronounce it, and that improves our food tile production. And then we have the sawmill, which improves our production tile production. Production tile production. Okay, so anyways, I can't right click, which I'd like to do. Maybe Mr. Fabian, if you'd let me right click to exit menus, that'd be great. And we will come back out to start our game. So, alright, so our sacrifice was not in vain. We built the pillar, which is great. Everybody's happy. I'm happy. We're all happy. And now we need to find chi or jade, and I believe that's jade right there. So, good. We have jade right off the bat. We're going to go ahead and build a first house right here to continue gaining more of our mana, which we gain 14 per turn, which is great. And we're going to go ahead and also queue up a scout, maybe even two. Mainly because if you don't queue up something, it will tell you to do something with your pillar every turn, and that gets annoying. The thing I was going to say is, look at this art. So that's not just, I mean, the art in general, it's got a very colorful, unique look to it. I like it a lot. And I wish to God that instead of these low poly graphics that we had hand-drawn art like that. I just believe that would seriously add to the aesthetic of this game. I mean, for the most part, the art is pretty good. And here it's clearly just a bit abstract, but like if you look at the dragon here, it's got a good style. You'll see more art as we play the game, and it just, if we saw the entire strategic map drawn in that hand-drawn art style, I would really like it. As it is now, the graphics are very plain, which does detract a bit from the game, unfortunately. Astrology has been researched, that's great. So we're going to go ahead and have this queued up, which is also great, because now we've got more mana coming to us once we've completed these two scouts. Alright, and now my scout's ready, and we're going to push them forward. So there's things called point of interest, where we're going to look for, and we usually get, if once we get there, we sort of explore them. Oh my god, I just missed the big one that was right in front of me. Duh, this huge one right here. So we're going to just keep pushing out, and we'll have the next scout do that one. And we'll go ahead and see what our tile yields are. We're going to go ahead and build the house here so we can gain some more food, because we're only gaining 9 food per turn, which is not great. So we're going to be generating citizens pretty slowly. And here we're going to go ahead and reveal the point of interest. So it gave me celestial dice. So the game has a very strange combat system, pretty unique. It's dice, and it's very difficult to explain, so I'm just going to wait until we get there so that I can help you understand it. But it's basically you roll dice. The dice determine whether or not you hit, block, or miss, I think. Yeah. And yeah, you'll see it. It's different. It's pretty unique. So let's go ahead and build a shaman next so we can start extracting some of these strategic resources. And we're going to go down here. We're going to go ahead and reveal this point of interest. A fragment was found, and we're going to come down here and reveal these two as well. We'll come over this way. It almost looks like the clouds are hand-drawn. And that's something, man, I'll tell you what, like if we could just see something like that with all the other stuff, just a little bit more cleaner, right? It would be awesome. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and bring these guys over here. And hopefully we'll produce that shaman soon so we can start extracting the resources and move forward in our quest. Alright, so we've unlocked the granary, which we will build immediately after our shaman. Looks like there's a spot right there, and then we're going to go ahead and reveal what's here. A source of pollution? Oh man, so pollution's kind of a big deal in this game. So basically, the more you extract from this game, the more you extract from this world, the more pollution you generate, and the more pollution you generate, the worse off the world becomes. Like the real world. But it's a decent, I mean, like it's a, I guess a moderately significant gameplay mechanic. I haven't played enough to realize how bad it gets possibly, but now look, you can use this pollution map and immediately determine that there's pollution there now, which is no bueno. No bueno. Or pas bien. I don't remember how you say it in French. I took French for 3 years and I don't remember any of it. Je parle un peu de français. Alright, so our unit has found a new item, safe dice. Alright, I don't know what that safe dice is, but we've got it. We're in the safe dice. And we have another 3 turns before our shaman, and then we've also got another population unit, so we can maybe put them there and gain production and speed up this shaman production here a little bit. Alright, let's see what's here. Point of interest is critical plus dice. Alright, and we can possibly move this guy up this way instead now. I would love to see an auto explore. That'd be great. I know they're actually, from being in a lot of betas, I understand auto explore is actually a pretty difficult thing to program. I don't know anything about programming, so I don't know just how difficult, but it sounds like from the betas that I've been in, when I ask for an auto explore function, it's not trivial. So, you know, sometimes like some games like this may not actually ever get it because it's difficult to program. So let's look and see what we're going to do next. We could do this. I'd normally do this, but I have 4 fragments already, and fragments are good for building more pillars and also expanding like the exploitable area of your pillars. But I don't need it right now because I've got 4 of them. I could do this, but I really want to get down here and build these because I've never built these before. Aquilin, and then my Jeji. I don't know I don't know how to pronounce Chinese very well, so I apologize. Scientists are the whole thing about pollution. We'll go back to it for a second. Scientists are built in order to stymie, like to stave off the pollution. So what they can do is they can go down and like fix it. We're gonna take them and see how it works because I've never done it before. We'll build a scientist and bring them down to that pollution spot that's down here and use them there and see what they do. And this is just shallow water. The darker blue is deeper water, so we can cross the shallow water. I learned that kind of in a funny way because I didn't realize that at all, and there was like a few of those point of interest in the blue light, the low water, and I was getting angry that I couldn't get to it, and then I just one time just clicked on it and it worked and I was able to get to it. Cool story, man, right? Yeah, all right, so let's take a look and see how far we are from... Oh wait, oh, we already have our shaman. Damn it, my bad. I wasn't paying attention. I was talking too much. Being old Gabby. Alright, so we have finished the scientific method. Let's go ahead and build this catalyst here, which is great. And then it looks like we've got chi and some jade here as well. We'll do our best to get some more of that as well. So next thing we will... what are we gonna do? We're gonna build our scientist. That's what we're gonna do. Build the scientist. We're also going to look to see if it would be worth maybe expanding. We could expand there for some food and production. So we might do that actually. So we can take this and we can expand with a fragment, which we now have 4 of. We're going to expand out to this one. All right. And you, sir, are going to go... We're going to go here first, and then we'll go up here and get the chi. All right. So no research selected. I should change that. We will do the horsies. That's what we'll do. So we'll add to queue. A catalyst has been built. Very good. And then, all right. So yes, it's basically going to allow my conscience to grow. So whatever that means. And this is what I'm talking about. So see this art? It's actually really well done, right? So the more art that I see, the more I realize, man, if this whole game had that sort of aesthetic, it would actually be really beautiful. So I'm not trying to like, I certainly am not trying to shit all over this game, because I think there's a lot of cool things about this game, but the aesthetic on the strategic map is a bit of an eyesore. It definitely feels like a game out of the 90s, and yeah, there's just some things that I feel like this game needs in order to make it big. So if you're listening, Fabian, I'm sorry. I'm certainly not trying to crap all over your game. There is some constructive feedback that I'm trying to give, and I hope that you can incorporate some of it. So with that being said, let's find Nuwa to the east and send a shaman to talk to her. So we'll go ahead and pick this up, and we'll see what we can do to find Nawa, whatever her name is. Alright, so let's reveal this, and it's an attack plus dice. So that's, yeah, this is where one of those things I was like, man, I can't get to it. And then, yeah, I clicked on it. I keep going with that really cool story. I'm sure you guys are really excited about it. So let's go ahead and select this pillar, and now we'll use that spot. Alright, I'm doing pretty well with my production. So I've got food out the yin-yang now, so which is great. And I've got an absolute crap ton of mana, which is also very good. It helped me build stuff and all that. And you, sir, can you come up here? We're going to come over here and see what we can do to find Nuwa. Man, that map is very, very far. Awesome. So now we've got chariots, and we can start doing something new with the next tier. So let's go ahead and build a star chart, or queue up a star chart, which will give us more mana, which is also good. We could do woodworking. Casting bronze will give us new tools, improves production. A lot of these research topics are pretty boring, I have to admit. So it's just a +1 or +2 to whatever you want. So the thing is you can do more production, but by like, okay, there's options here. Let's start over. So I can go with the higher production value, but I generate pollution, or I can go with a lower production value and not generate pollution. And that's for food and for production. So I believe also here too. Yeah. So I'm going to be producing pollution with this if I go this route, which I don't really need to do that. So let's go ahead and remove that from queue, and we'll add this to queue, because my mana production is really good right now. I don't need to like stir up the pollution gods here. Let's come back over here and take that. The points of interest aren't really all that interesting. Unfortunately, it's just a bunch of dice. Alright, so let's take this here as well. Found a fragment. And we will go ahead and build a catalyst here. And we're going to just keep moving this shaman west after that, because I want to get to Nuwa. And we'll build another shaman afterwards and have him go up that way. Alright, so here's our scientist. Evaluate sand and deposit to evaluate it. And tame. Stand on an active source of pollution to tame it. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what that does. How that all works. And you can start heading this way, because we're going to find Nuwa, and you're going to talk to her. Alright, and you also... Let's go ahead and build a couple of the chariots, because I can afford them. Maybe just one for now. And they can be used as scouts. So I believe they move faster. Let's go ahead and give this chariot one of those elixirs of speed or whatever. Wasn't there one? I thought I had one. I had another one, but I guess not. Alright, yeah, let's see if we can just move them on down this way. Does look like they can move farther, so that's good. And you keep on doing what you're doing. You can explore this point of interest and uncover some pollution. Alright. That's what I like to see. I wish I could hide this forever, but I can't. I can hide it once, and then it'll come back next turn. I would really like to get rid of that notification, because right now I don't need to build anything. There's no point, unless I'm missing out on something. Actually, I do want to build a shaman. I'll do that. How about that? Build the shaman and bring him up to do some chi mining. Very good. And then let's go over here and mine some chi, boy. Yeah, I know. I know. Lordy. Alright, so we're going to be 5 turns out from that, which is going to allow us to do sanitation, which allows this tame action. I'm guessing that's even more strong for the pollution. Let's go ahead and do this, because I want to see what this small portal does. I'm excited about it. The Jijai. Oh, wait. Look at that. So, there's a portal here. Get a taste of combat. Show it to you. You keep going this way, because we're supposed to go east to find Nua. Might take forever. It's going to take forever. And now you can do something with this pollution. Let's see what you do. Oh, tame. Okay. Oh, the source of pollution is currently inactive. So it has to be active to tame. Stand on a deposit to evaluate it. I'm going to go over here and see what that does too. Hide. Go away from me. I don't need your constant reminders. Alright, let's go ahead and build a catalyst here. And you can attack this. We're going to fight this thing. So this is combat. Alright, so what'll happen is I select a dice, which is attack, defense, or escape. I need to get that one, like any of those new dice equipped on this guy so I can do something more. But now that I've got this, I'm going to go ahead and hit the check mark. And what it'll do is tell me that I've got attack, and then it'll tell me that I need to target somebody. So I clicked auto target just because it's easier, but we go ahead and hit that. And I hit it for 10. And it has 50 hit points. So we're going to keep doing this, and we're going to see where the dice rolls. And it goes for another attack. We're going to auto target. We're going to hit it. I'm going to do it again. I think there's 3 turns. Oh, no, there's 6. There's 6 rounds. Auto target. Auto target. Auto target. Alright, let me just target it. Okay. Don't do this to me, please. Alright, well, it appears that I can't go any further. And I'm going to be honest with you and tell you that this is the 3rd time I've tried this. This is the 3rd time I've re-recorded this Let's Play, so this will be it. I'm going to put this down for a little while after having given the feedback that I have, and in hopes that some of the bugs can be ironed out. But this is the 3rd time that I've recorded this, have gotten to this exact point where I couldn't target anymore and can't progress through combat. So I really wanted to show this off to you guys. I really want to know what the hell happens when you find new wall, but I don't know. I don't know how this game progresses any further than this because unfortunately I've been stuck this way 3 times. 3rd time's the charm and I'm out. But with that being said, I do think this game has some potential to be something unique. It just needs to be, if it's going to be a quick game, it needs to really focus on why I'd want to replay it. And I also believe that it would be worth the investment to make this strategic map much more appealing, because I think, and I'm not somebody who's particularly graphics snobby, although I know I'm more graphics snobby than some people, but just looking at it, it turns me off a bit. So it makes me not want to play it because it feels very 90s. I feel like that some of the 90s 4X games actually looked better from the strategic map view. So the thing is that aesthetics are what people see when they see a game, when they look at games. So I'm hoping that something's done about the strategic map, because a lot of the other artwork is great. I mean, this particular screen right here does not bother me. This combat system doesn't bother me. It's unique. It's different. I mean, there might be some more depth to be added, but if this is a game that's meant to be played in 2-hour bursts, then, you know, this combat's just fine. It's kind of like a Thea 2-ish. Or no, more like Thea 1, my apologies. And, you know, it could be fun. It could be good. Assuming it works. So the idea is that I feel like the developer needs to really consider what's going to make the player want to play over and over again. And right now, I can't imagine doing what I just did for the 4th time, because I don't see any difference. The last couple times I played with the White Tiger, this time I played with the Azure Dragon, and I mean, the cool thing was that I got more fragments, but other than that, it felt very, very same. So I would just suggest that if this game is going to succeed, it would need something more than what it has. That being said, it's all in early beta, I believe. I believe this is beta, and there's also, I mean, it's only at a 0.6 in the version number, so I'm imagining that there's quite a few iterations left to be done. I don't know when it's meant to release, and if it's meant to release soon, then that's unfortunate. So yeah, anyways, hopefully this game turns out to something special, because I would like to see it become something special. I liked the guy when he was doing his Let's Plays, and he seems like a really nice guy as a developer, so I'd really like to see it succeed. So with that being said, we'll be watching it, and hopefully these bugs and issues are ironed out and fixed, and maybe we can play a full game later and I can show you a little bit more. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, guys. This was Rob for Explominates, and we will probably talk to you soon. Keep exploring.